قلت لك ربي يسلط عليها كلها. قلت لك 1 second, brother. No, you haven't. Listen, I'll tell you. Listen, brother, I'm here. You came to our platform. Are you Christian? Are you Christian?
See, I said something. You are presenting a very good point. But when there is...
Then there's a Shamsi doesn't let people speak. Do you know why? Because people will go to China if you let them speak.
Excuse me.
They take you China, take you Morocco.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Was it the lady?
No, Ali, look. Brother, what's your name? Brother, what's your name? Joe, you come to address people. Can you, brother, go with him? Because he wants to address you. Clearly, he doesn't want to speak to me. He cannot move you. Brother, Joe, you don't even let me to finish a point. Oh, hear me. Are you Christian? Yes or no?
Let me ask you something.
Are you Christian?
لا إله إلا محمد رسول الله.
Tell him
Okay.
Just talking, mate.
Okay, what's your
bread
point?
and brown bread.
I don't know, brother. I'm not bakery here.
Asking you.
Sugar bread and brown bread.
Sugar bread and
Okay.
brown bread.
Wait. After we tell you. Okay.
No question.
No, you can, but not now. Brother, stay. We can speak to you.
Misinformation, there are not many... See, you made the claim. That is not the...
Anyway.
Please, I'm sorry, but was I wrong?
Okay. خلاص. Okay, brother, take care. Brother, I thought you want to go.
It's all right. Because what he's saying, it wasn't...
Let him finish,
He
guys.
made a claim which was not the full truth. It's a half truth. And it needs to be clarified.
Okay, so
That's
that.
why I asked you,
Okay.
do you know the difference between sugar bread and brown bread?
I thought you're going.
No, I asked you a question. You are not answering. What's the difference between sugar bread and brown bread?
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Anyway, so the reason. لا يا أخي, you don't know how patient I have, brother. لا يا أخي, you don't understand, أخي. Anyway, the reason, so now, if we establish that Prophet Muhammad to be true prophet, alayhi salam, أخي, let me teach you something, brothers. It is not compulsory every time his name is being mentioned to say sallallahu. You can say it once. You have to say it once if you hear it, okay? But not every time, because sometimes you can interrupt, okay? You can say in your heart, alayhi salam, okay? So if you say it once, the scholars Ibn Hajar mentioned, it's enough. It's not compulsory. Of course, you get reward by the conversation, so barakallahu fiqh. So my point here, that we know Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to be true prophet, because we can establish with the logical proofs, intellectual proof, tangible proofs, he's a true prophet. Therefore, the Most High, the Most Wise, will not choose a liar to convey his message. Therefore, logic dictates whatever he came with is the truth. That which he came with, not just him, Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Noah, Jacob, Isaac, Ishmael, even though they never met each other, these prophets and messengers, they came, there is a life after death. Is that clear?
But okay, so when I think about Leonardo da Vinci, and he could foresee the future, and he could do like new inventions, he could draw pictures of like some flying, planes, things like that. So I think that every person can foresee the future, which is just a very clever mind. So I think that prophet.
There's a difference between prediction and prophecies.
So even if they said many things which happened, it still doesn't convince me that there is heaven and hell, life after death, because maybe they just made a mistake only in this pattern.
We made mistake. Prophesize many things. I mean, firstly, there's difference between prediction and prophecies. Okay, prediction. The footballers can make prediction. You know, people that know about footballs can make prediction. So prophecy is completely different. Okay,
Just a second,
so
because it is
no, I'm not just talking about.
Just a second.
Go on, sorry.
If it's written that there is life after death, only that because it's written down on a paper, you believe in it.
Even logical, I believe it makes sense. Because, okay, what happened to Hitler? He killed many people. Stalin, what is the outcome? Khalas, gone.
Yes, lives are gone. Ashes.
Ashes.
Yes.
No, but so now, therefore, brother Ali, if you're speaking behind me, so Stalin, Hitler, Mao, who killed millions of people, nothing happened to them. So do you know what it means? Man, you are justifying, not you, but therefore we can justify, therefore we should kill and do whatever I want to do. Because if I'm an atheist, atheism, because many people attribute themselves to atheism belief and don't know what is atheism. Atheism purely you believe you are a product of reaction of a blind matter and a chemical, okay? If this is the case, no one should tell me how to live my life because I'm just a reaction of a blind matter. So I can rape,
Like that
kill.
can be very good.
Huh?
People like that.
Yeah,
can still
according to
be
atheism, they should say it's okay to do that. You see, to be true atheist, you have to accept that. But because you know, which is natural inclination, you know that it's wrong. You know people should be judged and should be held accountable for what they did. You see? So that's why the hereafter is there for them.
Because you didn't convince me.
No, I'm not here to confuse you because if you close your eyes and I can bring you 20 sons, you cannot see it. It's up to you. You know, I'm here to convey the message. I mean, the prophets and messengers who are more eloquent than me, who are more smarter than me, and I should not compare myself to them, especially Prophet Muhammad. There are some people, they said we're not convinced. It's not about what you're convinced because clearly you can see you are struggling with your own intellect. Firstly, that you believe we are established to this universe came into existence. Secondly, he must have a creator. Thirdly, Prophet Muhammad about his prophecies, not just prophecies, okay? I mentioned the miracle of the Quran. Also him, how Allah aided him and spread his religion. And now there is many barriers in the West, and this again another prophecy in the Quran. And what is powerful this prophecy? This prophecy, there is many barriers stopping this prophecy to be fulfilled. But it's taking a place. Do you know why? Because the Most High promised it. Allah said Islam will overpower the other religions. We know the fastest growing religion on the face of the earth is Islam, especially where? In the Western world. British women, there's a study done. British women are turning away, smart women, turning away from their liberal life and accepting Islam. Why? No one is forcing them. Do you know why? Because they knew Islam goes in line with the natural inclination and the sound reasoning, and it goes in line with the what do you call it? Our tools, like our observation of the universe, how God created this universe.
So name an example that you say British women like they convert to Islam. So what specifically, like what is why?
That's what they said. You can check it on BBC.
Of course.
Yeah.
So please tell us why they do this.
For example, I'll give you an example. Islam really respects women. Islam doesn't allow man to use a woman as a tool to sell his products. Islam look at a woman, teach us woman is not about her beauty, it's about her personality, about her righteousness. Islam teach us, for example, Islam teach you, look, treat your sister, for example, if you love, Prophet Muhammad said, if you love a woman, marry her. Why? Because everyone claims to love a girl when he speaks to her over the phone or he meets her. Prophet Muhammad said, I will put you in a test. Because are you going to just use her or you really love her? If you love a woman, then marry her. Because if you marry her, she will have a right over you. So now, are you really wants to take that responsibility and you think, I accept your right over me because I love you. Oh, no, I don't really love you, man. I just want to use you. You see? So that's why the British women noticed that yes, Islam respects women. And Islam teaches us that Prophet Muhammad, the man came to him. He said, oh, Messenger of Allah, who deserves my companionship more? He said, your mother. He said, then who? He said, your mother. He said, then who? He said, your mother. He said, then who? He said, your father. So our mother has more right over us than our father. Rather, man came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, I want to come with you. He said, is your mother alive? He said, yes. He said, go take care of her. Is a way to paradise. He didn't say the father. He said, your mother. You see? So when they noticed that, look, sister, we live in this country. We know what's going on around the world, not just this country. Sometimes you walk in the street and you see advertisements. Beautiful car, next to it, naked woman. Please tell me what a naked woman has to do with a car. Please, you tell me. What a naked woman has to do with a car.
Yes, you're right that it's Western civilization is very sexualized.
That's it. That's it. That's why in Islam, when Allah legislated women to cover, not because Allah hates her, no, because Allah wants to show her that your body is sacred. It's not just a tool that people can utilize it. That's why I'm telling you, read it. It's not me saying that. BBC, and BBC, they against Islam too. But sometimes they speak the truth.
Where do you get the diamond and the gold?
Huh?
Where do you get the diamond and gold?
Would you get there?
diamond and gold.
Where?
On top of the earth or...
Of course, you have to go deeper.
Thank you.
And of course, without any doubt. So my point here is they see that also, as I've mentioned, sister, naturally you know that I should be grateful to the one that saved my life or take care of me. What about the one who gave you life for free? What about the one who gave you eyes? The one who gave you air? You know when there is drought in any country, we don't send money. Money is useless. But we send food. And if there's no rain, we have no food. Rain is a mercy of the Creator. So reflect about that, Allah always teach us. As a Muslim, we don't believe Islam is the truth because I was just born Muslim. Rather, in the Quran teaches me that you have to believe Islam is the truth because of the argument that Allah used in the Quran.
So, okay, so it was very interesting when you said that Quran really respects females, and when you have Quran, men know how to behave, that you have to love women, marry her. So does it mean that if you wouldn't have Quran and there would be some men which never heard about Quran, they would just behave badly?
No, I didn't say that because I believe naturally.
Because I believe it's common sense.
Yeah, that's what, but to be honest, it's not about common sense as well. Because if I'm a true atheist, if I'm a true believer in atheism, then I don't care about no one. Because I believe, especially if I believe in evolution, Darwinian evolution, survival of the fittest. So I'm just gonna do whatever I like.
But yes, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna use women, use man, use whatever I'm gonna do.
Just a second.
If I'm true atheist,
Sorry,
Go
I
on.
really feel that I do what I like. Like honestly, yes, I just like to be genuine. And if I like people, I just tell them I like them.
Yeah.
If someone is bad, I have to tell them that you're doing bad things.
But maybe bad is it's subjective to you. Again, it's subjective. You don't believe in God. The way your observation of what is good, what is bad, will be subjective, not objective. Because he's gonna say to you, okay, you are a reaction of blind matter, and I'm a reaction of blind matter. What I have to accept your definition of bad. I believe it's good. That's why atheism, Richard Dawkins, Lawrence Krauss, these are big atheists. They are struggling to.
They can be good people. Where have you met them in person?
What is good again? If you don't, there's no God. Why you have
For
to?
example, I don't believe, I don't believe yet. I didn't make my mind, but I go very often and I buy all my salary. I just buy homeless people food. I go to McDonald's to buy them a cup of tea. My friends are buying chips. I'm buying a cup of tea for the homeless person. And how come?
That goes against Darwin evolution because survival of the fittest. You should let them die. Yeah, they don't deserve to live.
Well, we don't know their lives. How can you say that?
Yeah, but if you believe in Darwin evolution, because Darwin evolution is the survival of the fittest. We are what? Selfish human beings. So we don't care about people.
It is entirely up to you. I'm just showing an example.
Yeah, sister, I agree with you. I agree with you taking care of poor people, but that comes under believing God. If you are a true atheist, especially...
I'm not believing in God.
Yeah, but if you are a true atheist, are you atheist?
I didn't make my mind.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So I will tell you, generally speaking, yes, we know what is good, what is bad. This God created in us. God created in us. What is good, what is bad. You understand? So I know if I see someone stepping on a baby's head, I know that is wrong. We know that. Allah mentioned that in the Quran to us. You understand? But my point here is that when you don't believe in God, then that's it. You understand? Everything will be corrupted. Because there's no God, then I'm going to do whatever I like. You cannot dictate to me what is good. Richard Dawkins, you know Richard Dawkins? Richard Dawkins is one of the biggest militant scientists. He said we cannot say objectively what Hitler did was wrong. Because why? He said I have to be true to my belief, atheism. You understand, sister? So my point here, come back here, that look, as I've mentioned, we have the tools, we've been created, there's a purpose for this life. Your eyes has a purpose, your heart has a purpose. What is your purpose here? We know that logic dictates our purpose, what the Creator wants us to do. What is it? To serve Him, to worship Him, to take care of each other. Likewise, is a test for us. That's why there's a death. That's what Allah said in the Quran to the wrongdoers and those who reject Him. You try to escape from death, but surely death will meet you.
Just a second.
They have water, brothers. Water. Yeah, go on.
If you create, so God created us to worship Him, right?
Yeah, God created us to
If
worship.
you would have a power to create something, and for example, you would create something, or I would create a baby,
Barakallah.
I would feel very embarrassed and bad if I would create something to expect that this would worship me.
But you expect it to take care of you, to be good to you.
No,
So if your child be rude to you, would you accept that?
no.
Oh, you see? So God creates. What about God who creates you, gave you life? You didn't even create the baby, sister. You know, sister, look. Wallah, I can see clearly that, for example, you said if you give a birth to a child and it's rude to you, you will not like it. God created us and He took care of us. He raised us up with His blessings. Then let us be grateful to Him. That's why He wants us.
But if you would create something, would you expect that this would worship you?
But again, I'm not God firstly. And also, what is worship? Worship, to be thankful to me and to serve me. If I'm going to make a car, that car will serve me. I'm not going to make something that doesn't do nothing to me.
So He created us, and He's using us.
He's not using you.
You're using
No.
the car.
God is not.
Serves you.
No, I'm just giving you an example
Like
because.
a servant
No,
now.
we are a servant of God. We are here to serve God. Yeah, we are here to serve God
And
by
what
worshiping
you're
Him.
serving,
And
what
if
you're
you serve,
How can I help him?
if you serve God,
like
brother,
that.
Akhi, 1 minute. If you serve God, then God is the most generous. God, He creates, as I've mentioned. It's up to you. Give your free will. It's up to you now. You want to serve God, worship Him, and stay away from the false gods and for His teaching, or turn away from it. If you serve God, worship Him for the blessings that He has given you, then you have paradise. Okay? If not, then don't blame no one on the day of resurrection. Okay? I mean, anyone knows that. I mean, wallahi, like, you know what? If I saved your life, you will never forget me. Even if I'm rude to people, you don't forget me because why? You know this person saved my life. And you said, I'll remember you all the time. What about the one who gave you life for free? That's what Allah said in the Quran. If you try to count Allah's blessings on you, you will never be able to do so. Okay, sister?
Amazing conversation. Thank you.
Sister, can I give you a leaflet to read? Very nice. This called 5 necessities which Islam came to preserve. Here for you. Thank you very much, and I'm sorry if if I was rude or something. You know,
Very nice to listen.
take
Thanks
care.
so much.
Take care of yourself. If anyone has questions, then you're more than welcome to ask. Where is the? Anyway, you know, sister, I'm not trying to pin you down, but I'm saying about atheism. You know why I'm saying if we don't believe in God, we'll have a lot of troubles. You know why? Because remember, atheism, they saying that we came by chance. We came based upon a blind, some of them said blind matter, a reaction of a chemical, okay, or chemical reaction. If this is the case, so therefore everyone should decide his own morals.
But you should actually follow your own path. Like Socrates said, what's the purpose of life? Happiness. You have to go. You can't. If your parents tell you be a lawyer and you feel that you're an artist, you have to actually. This is how we are made to be have sanity. You have to follow your path.
So we are made then. We are made.
Well, it is fascinating though.
We are made the creator, so that's why we should worship him. But the point I was going to say, if I have my own path, then your happiness should not be, you cannot tell me the way you gain happiness through your way. I'm going to say, listen, hear me out. So some people, I've listened to some people, they enjoy, literally, he said, I enjoy raping children. That's his own happiness. Would you accept that?
So you see, that's what we have to find out. Where things like that come from. Is it some mental illness?
Do you know where it comes from? Not believing God. That's where it comes from. When you believe in atheism, because as I said, if you truly believe in atheism,
This is interesting because maybe we need to study human psychology more instead just.
so he said this is another dangerous tactic. I'm not saying you. Now, did you know, I was reading a newspaper a month ago. Now they try to justify pedophilia. They saying we should not put them in prison. We should ask them why they're doing that. Maybe he's born like this. That's what they're doing now. And you know what? Remember my statement. I'm going to say on the camera. In 50 years' time, pedophilia will be legal. Remember my statement. Or longer. Or longer. Because 100 years ago, some stuff we are doing now, and we are holding it as okay. People used to look at it as very evil. Now we are looking at okay. Then wait for it. Don't remember my statement. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَسَتَذْكُرُونَ مَا أَقُولُ لَكُمْ وَأُفَوِّضُ أَمْرِي إِلَى اللَّهِ. That you remember my speech and I put my trust in Allah. Remember that. Now that's what they're saying. They're saying, let us study their psychology. Maybe he's born this way. Maybe he likes children. Maybe, you know. And they're coming under what? Children's rights. That's why Islam, let me finish with this, sister. Yeah? I gave you that leaflet to read it more. Islam came to preserve 5 necessities in this life. 5 necessities in this life. If it has been preserved, we'll have a good society. What is it? First, religion. Islam comes to teach you, you are here for a purpose. You are here to worship your Creator. Secondly, intellect. In Islam, anything that harms the intellect is forbidden. Why? Because the intellect is very powerful. The intellect is a faculty that God gave it to us to utilize it, okay? So Islam, anything that harms the intellect. Thirdly, anything that comes to protect and preserve lineage. That's why Islam, fornication, adultery is forbidden. Why? Because family in Islam, you have a right. Your father has a right over you. Your cousin has a right over you. 1 second, yeah? Shukran akhi. Barakallah fik. Hold it. Jazakallah khair. So that's why adultery and fornication is forbidden. Do you know why? How many people go sleep with a woman, he leave her with her children, the child doesn't know his father or the mother, then he doesn't know his family. Maybe, see, that's why Islam came to preserve lineage. Okay? Likewise, Islam came to preserve wealth. Wealth, money. That's why anything that, for example, gambling is forbidden in Islam. Interest is forbidden in Islam. You know, Prophet Muhammad said, yeah, this is another prophecy. He said there will come a time when the people, even if they are not involved directly with interest, they will be affected by it. That's what's happening now. Now you cannot do nothing except by interest. You want to study? Interest. You want to open your own business? Interest, you know? So it came to preserve money. Likewise, Islam came to preserve people's honor. That's why in Islam, imagine, I'm sitting with this brother, imagine, yeah? And I said, you know, that woman, she's a fornicator. He can take me to court. Because of that, Islamically speaking, I will get lashes for lying against you. Because your honor is very valuable in Islam. Because why? I'm defaming your name. And vice versa. So when we have this in place, we'll have good society. People are killing their family for drugs. People are for alcohol, for gambling. Because we're allowing our society. You know, many of us, we see, you know, there's a saying in my country. They say, oh, the one who's beautiful from outside, tell me how do you look from inside? You know, like, you know, you have freedom and that, but you don't know what is really going on inside. How people be destroyed. Majority of young children or young boys are committing crimes. They came from broken houses. That's why marriage, Islam is very important, and Islam, divorce, like even there's narration, divorce is disliked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even they're saying about it, but Allah always encouraged us. Prophet Muhammad encouraged us to get married. Why? You have a family, you have children, you know? So when you have this, and no one have these 5 necessities in their religion except Islam. Okay? Take care of yourself, sister, and thank you for listening to me. And, you know, what I will say to you, I'll give you a leaflet, read and study, you never know. I mean, my family, my wife, she's a revert. My wife, of course, she was not atheist, she was a Christian. She's a revert, alhamdulillah. She became Muslim when she was 14. I knew a brother that I used to speak to before. He told me he would never become a Muslim. Then, I didn't see him for 2 years. Then, in Abu Grove, I saw this guy coming toward me, Shamsi, with a big beard, and went like me. I know, Abdullah, I figured, what? He said, yeah, I became Muslim. What they say never. You know, alhamdulillah. Barakallah fikum, brothers. If you have any question, or if you want me to correct me, you know, I'm a human being. I make mistakes without any doubt. If you believe I made a mistake, you are more than welcome to correct me.
Everything you say, that there's no doubt.
Alhamdulillah.
Allah barik.
It's from Allah. Last, learn, study, and knowledge, even knowledge in Islam is very important. The first verse that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad is Iqra. Read. Likewise, knowledge. You know, Prophet Muhammad said, seeking knowledge is compulsory upon every Muslim, male and female. So what you hear news in Afghanistan or Algeria, Morocco, some families do not allow their daughters to study, has nothing to do with Islam. Rather, they go against Islam. Likewise, yeah, Prophet Muhammad said it's compulsory for a Muslim male and female to seek knowledge. Rather, in Islam there was many great scholars, female scholars. who used to teach in the mosque. And these females had great students, the likes of Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah, one of the great scholars in Islamic history. His teacher was a woman. And the Prophet Muhammad's wife, Aisha, she was a great scholar in Islam, you know. And also one of the misconception about women Islam, that women are forced to marry someone she doesn't like. That go against the teaching of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. How? In the time of Prophet Muhammad, a woman came to him. She said, "O Messenger of Allah, my father married me off without asking my permission. Without asking me, he married me off to this person." Prophet Muhammad says, "It's up to you to stay with him or leave him." She said, "No, I want to stay with him, but I want people to know after me, they should not force their daughters to get married to someone they don't like." That is not from Islam, you know. Because how are you going to force your daughter to marry someone she doesn't like? How? It's like how, you know. You know, even this another conception that in Islam a husband is allowed to force his wife to have intercourse with. How are you going to force your wife to have intercourse with when intercourse is to enjoy yourself? That's another lie. Allah said, وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Be good to them. Take care of them. The best speech in history is the last speech that Prophet Muhammad gave before he died. What was his speech? That the black man is not better than a white man. And the white man is not better than a black man. And the Arab man is not better than a non-Arab man. And the non-Arab man is not better than the Arab man except by righteousness and piety. What is in your heart, believe in God, do righteous actions. Likewise, Prophet Muhammad said, you have women under your care, take care of them. You should, this one day maybe I'll do a talk about Prophet Muhammad's ceremony before he died. Best speech, you know. I mean, look, even Prophet Muhammad said about slavery. You know, the Europeans, if they accept Islam, they would have gone to African enslaved black people. Why? Prophet Muhammad said in the hadith, he said, anyone that goes around, and when I said European, by the way, I'm not blaming you or blaming, no, I'm not talking about that, you know. Even when we speak against out some European governments, I'm not talking about the people, British people, English people, or French people. I mean, I met French people, English people, very good people, you know. So I want to differentiate between the two, okay? Prophet Muhammad said, anyone that goes around enslave free people, his prayer will not be accepted. Another narration, Prophet Muhammad said, Allah will be opponent of anyone that goes around and enslave free people. You see? So, you know, subhanAllah, Islam teaches you what is good for you in this life and the hereafter. What's the time? 6 o'clock. No, it's 6 o'clock, يا أخي. The winter time is 1 hour ago. There's no one that time, يا أخي. بارك الله فيكم. You know, if anyone wants to give us a benefit or a question, you know,
I have a question actually.
Go on.
Like in Western Europe, when I was young, I heard a lot of criticism about Quran, about
Islam. Yeah.
And it's very sad that media and people, white people, talk about or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Negative things. Why this happens? Why do we have such misconceptions?
That's a good, Wallahi, that's a very good question, you know. Why there is a misconceptions in the Western world against Islam? I will give you an answer by a Christian Arab, not a Muslim. He said because the Western world now is based upon liberalism, okay? And they see Islam as an obstacle on their path. Because Islam teaches you, no, you're not a slave of no one. You're a slave or you're a servant of God, okay? Islam teaches you interest is forbidden. Because interest is for the rich people to manipulate the poor people, okay? To control the poor people. So that's what is the Western world based upon, interest and other than that, you know? Islam teaches women, no, you are respectful for a human being. Your body is not a body being for people to use as a tool to sell their cars or their toothpaste. So when they see Islam stop them from that, there's an obstacle, then they have to bring a doubt about Islam. You know, because they believe, this is not my statement, this is a Christian Arab said. He said, as Christianity is gone, it's been buried. Judaism, no one really cares about it, you know, the religion, I mean, yeah? Okay? They say the only religion that is blocking this liberal, secular teaching is Islam. So they believe we need to get rid of it. Do you know who said that openly? Tony Blair, the one who went and he killed millions of Iraqis and he's still walking around free. So he went claiming, him and Bush, biggest terrorist, claiming they're going to fight against Saddam. because Saddam was killing people. They went to kill millions of Iraqis, and they made Iraq now is like 100 years ago or 500 years ago. Now they're walking free. Because they know Islam is obstacle. You know, yes, I agree. Also, let me be clear. Some Muslims, they give bad name to Islam too. Like ISIS, okay? Like other terrorists. They give bad name to Islam, without any doubt. You see? So it's a both side, okay? That's why we're here to clarify the truth to the people. That's why me, myself, I come to Speaker's Corner. Because when I speak to people like you or other people who are sincere, seeking the truth, learn, even sometimes we argue here and there, it's better than sometimes I come here, people just shouting at me. And if we start shouting at you, I'm Algerian, you know, hot-blooded. I'm going to start shouting again. You know, we Algerian, Moroccans, we like that. North Africans, you know. So, and I regret it. Of course, I regret shouting because one brother told me, look, Shamsi, if you speak to someone and start shouting at you and you start shouting, the guy on the other side, he cannot differentiate which one is crazy, man. Both of you looking crazy. It's true. That's why I regret sometimes. I regret speaking to some people. But speaking to you, I'm very happy. You know, respectful discussion. Even if we argue here and there, but it's respectful discussion. Yeah, that's why, because they see Islam as a threat for their own interest. You see. And even, you know, even there's Orientalists. Orientalists are scholars from the Western world who study about Islam. They're not Muslims. Some of them said that truly, said it openly, said there is a lot of lies and doubts and misconceptions in the Western world against Islam. Yeah. We should go pray, Ikhwa. It's time for prayer. We have to go pray now, sister. Take care of yourself. Have a nice day. All right? Brother, assalamu alaikum. You know, go pray? Let's go pray, inshallah. بعدين
What did you? Not mine here. Finish.